For the initial implementation of our network, we will be sticking to the original design that we had, but now instead of having 4 transmitters transmit data to a single receiver, we will be moving that down to 3. In our new initial implementation for the network, we will be having 3 transmitters, each collect data through a temperature probe with an Arduino Nano setup. Those transmitters will each transmit data to one receiver connected to an Arduino Uno in the center of each of the rooms. This Arduino Uno will also be connected to a speaker, and for the second half of this project we will use the data collected to implement the speaker to beep every time the temperature exceeds a high or low threshold that we determined through the data collected in the first half of the project. When looking at our revised project plan for completion and also looking at the proposed approach compared to the current implementation, our biggest difference is now, instead of using a week-long forecast to formulate and plot future temperatures in each room like we planned, we will now be using the data collection period to determine high and low temperatures for each room and implement those temperatures in code to set as high and low thresholds for each room when using the speaker. We will use those codes in the implementation of the speaker to beep when each room exceeds its high or low threshold temperature.
If we go to the setup that we made with the Arduino Uno of the temperature sensor, you can see that right here is the voltage supply, and if you follow the wire, it goes to the 5 volts, 5 volt pin. Over here is the ground port, and if you follow that wire, it goes right next to the 5 volts to the ground port. And the last port is the data in and out. If you follow that, it goes all the way to pin number 2. Now it goes to pin number 2, as you can see, because in our Arduino code setup, right up here we define one wire bus to number 2, representing the pin. And as you look at the Arduino code, we're using that pin and we're printing out requesting the temperature, and then following that by printing out the temperature, and that's going to run in a loop, so it's going to keep getting the temperatures that the temperature probe is getting. Now if you look over at the COM, this is the actual Arduino code running, requesting the temperature and printing out the temperature that it's getting. On our basic test for the speaker, we used 2 ports. Our first port right here is connected to the ground over here, and the second port we use is connected to the pin number 9. And with that pin, as you can see in the code, that's how we use the buzzer pin. We set it to 9. And just for the sake of showing that the speaker works, in this basic test we used a song that we got from online. So you can see this code just is the song that's being used, using different beeps to show that it works. So when we run the code, you can actually see that it will play the song. For our basic implementation for our transmitter and receiver, as shown on this diagram, we have it set up with an Arduino Nano and Arduino Uno. If you look over here, we have port digital 4 connected to the data collecting on the transmitter, and we also have wires on the transmitter connecting to the 5 volt and the ground, as you can see here. And with the receiver, you can see we have the data from the receiver going to port AO right here, as you can see. And we also have it connected to the 3.5 volt, 3.3 volt, and also the ground. Those wires connected to the voltage and the ground. So right now we have our basic program running, and as you can see, the receiver is only getting a certain number from the transmitter, and that is because it is not getting a good enough connection. The trouble with this is with the distance from the transmitter and receiver, and we will be fixing that with a simple antenna that we made. When we put the antenna in and connect it, you can see that now the transmitter and receiver is getting a nice, even high and low data collection like we have it programmed to do. And this antenna will help us with the distance from our transmitters and receivers.